Marco, I have 7 pictures for you, and I would like your story to go with the pictures. This is the first one. Do you remember where that is?
Yeah, I think it's Qatar because it's dark.
Because it's dark, yes.
Probably my first MotoGP race.
Yeah, remember where you finished?
I crash because I had an issue with the brake into the last corner. But anyway, it was a very good weekend overall. I was impressed by my speed. It was fantastic.
How special was it making your debut in MotoGP?
Well, was like a dream come true. You know, every rider dreams one day to arrive in MotoGP. So for me, was fantastic. A very big emotion. The result was not the best, but anyway, it was the start of a good season. So was fantastic.
Yeah, Luca in the picture. Luca is behind you. Luca was starting his second season. Did he help you when you were a rookie, or did you have to find out everything by yourself?
Well, we are helped a lot by Ducati, by the possibility to see the data from everyone, also from Pecco, from the factory team, from Pramac. So personally, it didn't really help me, but anyway, it was helping me because I was having the possibility to see his data and everything. And he also had the possibility to see my one.
Yeah, and that first year you finished 14th, I think, in the championship, Rookie of the Year, but also, I think, 23 crashes. The crashes, did they worry you, or is it part of the learning process?
No. Is a part of the learning process because we try to go fast, we try to make the best always, but when you are a rookie and you don't really know the bike very well, is easier to crash, to make some mistakes. So at the end was a part of the learning process.
Were you impressed by the speed in MotoGP and by the power?
Yes, I was really impressed by both of what you said. Like the power was unbelievable, the speed also, the how the bike is quick to arrive to that kind of speed is something that is very strange and particular. And I was very impressed at the beginning. Then, fortunately, now I'm getting used to this.
And now they're slow.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Okay.
I always complain, the bike is slow, the bike is slow.
The second picture, a very special moment for you, and I'm sure you recognize this.
Yeah, this is the finish line of Assen last year. Was my first podium in MotoGP. Yeah, it was a fantastic moment.
In the press conference afterwards, a very funny press conference, by the way, you said that at the start of the season, you and your crew chief, Matteo, at the start of the season, you made a list of things that you wanted to achieve, I think. And you said already in Assen, you had already achieved more than you thought. What else was on that list?
Well, we made two lists, like this one that you said, and also the list of what I've learned during every weekend. Well, my targets were, first of all, to get 1 point, then one top 10, then the direct to Q2, from Q1 to Q2, then direct to Q2, then, of course, a podium. And yeah, it was fantastic. In Assen, I made a very good race, a very good qualifying as well. But it was a strange weekend because I worked all the weekend with the medium tire, and I was honestly very slow. But then when I put the soft in qualifying, I was very quick. I was fourth, but not so far from Pecco that was on pole. So I was thinking, well, it's strange because I'm able to go fast. Why in the pace I'm not so good? Maybe I'm using the wrong tire. So in the warm-up we said, let's try with the soft. Even if it's difficult, you know, the soft tire, especially in Assen that have very long corners, so the tire get a big stress. And in the warm-up, I was very quick, so Matteo pushed me a lot to be convinced to use the soft, and I was not really sure, but he gave me an extra push and a lot of confidence, and he said, don't worry, go with the soft, trust me. and then yeah, the race was amazing. I was very quick, and in a moment of the race also catching Pecco, so was fantastic.
And you said at the press conference before the weekend you had talked with your girlfriend, where can we put a trophy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you find
yeah.
some space for it?
Yeah. I found a nice place in my house. Also, my best friend make me a present that was an Assen circuit
Ah, good.
that I stick on the wall, and under this circuit I put the trophy. So yeah, was a very nice.
Oh, good, good.
Was funny the story because it's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
You think about this and
And it
looks-
happens.
Yeah.
You have to
But-
think more about these things, and probably.
Yeah, but I thought many times. But not every time happen.
Matteo also said last year Marco was fast, but he was too instinctive. Now you think more. He said, you are like a sponge. You absorb all the information. Is that, do you think, the change between 2022 and 2023?
Well, of course, is a part of the change. You know, getting experience, you are able then to ride better the bike, to know more what the bike will do, and is a part of learning. So when you start to understand the bike and the behavior of the bike, then you can imagine what is going to happen if you do this or you do that. So it's a bit easier to understand. But it's something that comes also with confidence. So when you have confidence, then you are able to push, knowing what you are doing, and don't going too much on the instinct, because every rider have no fear. So then it's difficult sometimes to make a fast lap and be able to do it one more time.
Okay. Interesting, Marco. This is an interesting photo as well. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe a picture of Valentino or something. But you, your rider coach Idalio, and of course Matteo, you do you look at data a lot? Because Matteo said he is more or less like Valentino. He studies geometry a lot.
Yeah, I like a lot to look at the data. Also because in MotoGP is different from Moto2. In Moto2 you look at the data with your data guy.
Yeah.
But in MotoGP the data guy, the electronic, have to work a lot for the electronic side of the bike. So when you look the data with him, is just looking at the electronic side. So the power, the engine brake and stuff like this. But when you want to look the riding style and what you can improve, what you can do better, you have to look the data with the crew chief. And Matteo has been for all his career the data guy of Vale.
Sure.
So he's very good on looking all the lines, let's say. So it's good to work with him, and also with Idalio, because Idalio has something incredible in his eyes. So when he looks on the track, he's able to understand what the bike is doing to under your body, and what you need to go better. So I really like to look the data and to try to understand what they are doing better than me, or what I am doing better, and how can I improve. So is very nice. And also being with Idalio, that tells me, yeah, I saw you in the track, you make this because the bike maybe don't allow you to do the
Really?
corner in this way. So yeah, I think now is very important. Every team has a riding coach, and the riding coach is very important.
Yeah. I also read something about Casey Stoner. Casey said Marco has something special. It looks like he can do lines that other people cannot do. I think that's a compliment coming from Casey Stoner, probably.
Yeah.
But is that also, let's say, the consequence of looking at the data?
Well, looking at the data, for sure you learn a lot. Depends how much you look at it, because too much maybe is wrong sometimes. But anyway, it's the only way that we have to try to understand better. Besides maybe stay behind someone. So for sure is a consequence of this. I wrote this interview from Casey, and for me was a big emotion to to read this from him because he's a big champion, and yeah, it was very nice.
And a big friend of Valentino.
Yeah, well, now better.
Now better, yeah.
It's normal when you stop racing at the end that you don't fight anymore for the same target. Is normal to have better relationships. So
Let's have a look at the next picture. This is a picture that I like. Your father, Valentino, with his hand more or less on your heart, like a, sort of a second dad, if you know what I mean. And of course, Matteo there as well. Now, if I'm correct, you are in the VR46 Academy since 2016. What was it like when they approached you, when they asked you and your parents whether you would join the VR46 Academy?
well, was a strange story. My one to enter in the academy because at the end it's very difficult to reach Vale. He's an incredible star in this world. So every rider dream to know him, but it's very difficult. So I met him because of Carlo. He's our physical trainer. Because the girlfriend of my cousin was making physio to his knee in his gym, and she started to tell him, "Look at my cousin. He's very good. He's a good rider. You have to go to look at him. He's making the Italian championship. He's very fast." So she started to bother him a little bit, and finally he got convinced, and he came with Albi, Vale, and all the other guys from the staff, Uccio as well, to see me. And then we had the possibility to speak a little bit, to meet Vale. They invite me to the ranch, and from that moment we start to have a relationship, and then we keep in touch until this was in the middle of 2015. Then we keep in touch, and in Christmas period of that year, I got signed by the academy. It was from being a fan of Vale through all his career and a big idol. Was a big idol for me. Is still, but in that moment, he still was also racing. So I was really a fan. So for me, it was like a dream. And then now I know him a lot better. We are together since many years, and he's also a very good friend, beside a very good rider. So yeah, he's a big emotion. It's fantastic.
I think your father, in the documentary Off the Racing Line, he said that your first mini bike was a mini bike in the colors of Valentino, right?
Yeah, because I started in 2004. That was the year that Vale went to Yamaha.
Yeah.
So I got a Polini GP3. That was my first mini bike as a birthday present from my dad. And the Polini was already blue, so he put all the stickers with Go 46, Yamaha. Was similar to his Motogp.
Nice,
So yeah, it was fantastic.
And your father, talking about this documentary, your father is still a very important person in your career, your mother as well, of course, and maybe your dog as well. But still, I mean, he talked in this documentary and he was very emotional. He seems like a more emotional guy than you are. Is that true?
Well, yeah, I don't like to show too much my emotions, to be honest. I prefer to be emotional inside the helmet, maybe after the checkered flag. But I understand him because at the end, it was a long journey to arrive here, and he have to make a lot of sacrifices and to work a lot, and it was not enough. So if we didn't have probably the academy, it was going to be very difficult to arrive here. But yeah, he's very important for me. He followed me from my first race to my last race until now. So yeah, he's important because he know how to approach me in bad and good moments.
Yeah.
So he knows everything, and he helped me a lot for also the technical stuff. He prepares my side of the box, my helmets, my leathers, like Uccio for Vale
okay.
is my Uccio, let's say.
And he had a big moustache as well
Yeah.
sometime this season. Did you tell him to take it off?
Well, the bet was over, so
Oh, okay.
so
he took it off. Yeah.
he had to, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next one. Talking about emotions, this is a fantastic picture. And I don't know whether you've already seen the picture, but after your first win in Argentina, coming into back into the pits in the Parc Fermé, and the whole emotion, especially by Robin, your mechanic, I thought that was a great picture. Can you describe your own emotion and what happened when you saw these people happy for you?
Yeah, it was an unbelievable moment. First of all, a big satisfaction to get the first win in MotoGP. Also, this was like a dream. You know, I always dream about this, so to be able to achieve this was fantastic. And then also to see all the guys very happy, but not only the team, a lot of people really happy for me was fantastic. Of course,
He's very happy for you as well.
of course, I have a very good relationship with my crew. I really like to have a close relationship. Like we hug a lot, we stay a lot of time together, and yeah, with Robin as well. He's one big friend for me and as well my mechanic. So yeah, was a very nice moment. Difficult to describe, but really
We'll
good.
never forget it.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
for sure.
Next one. This is also a very important one. Do you know who waved the flag?
Agostini, yeah.
Okay, you
I
remember
saw.
that,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
I
Yeah.
saw.
But this one was maybe even more surprising than Argentina, because in Argentina you were fast in the rain. In Le Mans, the sprint was okay, but the result was not fantastic. And then all of a sudden, a day later, you win the race. Which was more important, Argentina, the first one, or this one because it was in a dry and different than the sprint race?
Well, for me, it was not so much surprising like for you, maybe, because, okay, I was surprised, of course, but don't get me wrong, but you know, I knew I could be very fast because on Friday I was very fast and my pace was very good, but I wasn't able to get a better starting grid position. So in the sprint that is shorter, I make some mistakes and I didn't have time to recover, but the pace was good because as soon as I was alone, I was fast. So for the race, I was a bit more relaxed, let's say. I knew I could fight. So yeah, was a fantastic moment. Allora, let's say that by emotions, Argentina was better because even if I knew I could be fast and fight for the win, you never expect your first win. But here in Le Mans was better by performance because in the dry is much funnier and much faster and everything is a little bit better. And also I was, I don't know how to say in English, but I knew I could make a good performance. In Argentina was more unexpected, let's say.
Okay. Final photo, this one, of you and Pecco. Also, Franco Morbidelli said, when we are together at the ranch of Valentino, we are aggressive, we fight, we are friends, but we can also say something sometimes to each other, you are an asshole, because of something. Can Pecco be an asshole?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can be. Me as well.
Really? Never expected that. But being at the ranch together with the friends and also with Pecco, how we always talk about how special it must be, but for you guys, maybe it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. At the end, well.
But do you realize it's special?
Yeah, of course. But at the beginning was more strange. Now it's more normal. At the end, I started in the ranch and we were already all together. So for me, we are together since the first day. So at the end, now I'm used to this. But anyway, it's fantastic.
It's also the number 1 and 2 in the championship, right, at the moment. Did you expect that at the start of the season?
Well, that is number one, yes.
Yeah, but you?
No, me no. To be honest, no.
Is it possible, and I'm sure many people have asked you this, but is it possible to stay, let's say, in the same position or even do better during the season, you think?
In the championship?
Yeah?
Well, everything is possible, you know. So, I'm not thinking about this for the moment because it's a bit too early for me. But the possibility is there. We need to work hard and good through all the season. But I think we have the speed, but sometimes we miss some experience still. Pecco have many years in Motogp in his back, and also the other guys that are fighting with me in the races, like Mark, like Fabio, like Aleix, all the Viñales, all the fast riders have more experience. So sometimes it's difficult to fight with them because of this. But anyway, the speed is there. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It's normal. But I will try my best to fight as much as I can.
Okay, thank you very much, Marco.
Volop live topsport? Ga naar Ziggo Sport op kanaal 14. Gratis voor Ziggo klanten.